Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Every time I have a show here, I have an idea in my head about like a theme of what the show will be. And then when I start painting, I do have this habit, like Sam, I love a deadline, so I always, like most of these were done in the past couple weeks. There's something about that where I really like, I have a habit of my inner critic will pipe in when I'm painting a lot. And if I know there's a deadline and I have to finish like 3 paintings in a day, I just say, okay, we don't have time for the inner critic, and I just go to work. So that's a little bit of a way of keeping the inner critic at bay. But so this show, I had the idea of I really want to concentrate on the Maine coast. So I did the paintings, and they're around my studio, and I said, "Oh, Rick, you did it again. You didn't follow your theme. You just painted whatever was in your head." And then the show was hung up here, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, this is Maine. I did exactly so." The first time ever, I did what I intended to do in my paintings. And Maine really is an important place to me. And I remember one memory I had when I was painting these is when I was a kid, we went to Acadia National Park a few times, and maybe twice when I was a kid, and I did verify that with my dad. We didn't go there a lot, but it just really stuck in my head. And I remember when I was in the Navy in the 80s, I was stationed in Connecticut, and I would drive, my parents were in Portland, I'd drive past them and go spend the weekend in Acadia just to get kind of like grounded back in Maine again. So that short time I had in Acadia really sparked, actually the way that I paint the trees is based on Acadia. And like, so when I paint something, if anybody can look at it and see that it's trees, we're good. I don't need to go into any more detail. And another thing that I do with my paintings is all of these paintings have been previous paintings. Maybe years ago, or maybe I'll finish a painting and immediately say, "No, that's not right," and then paint over it. And what I would do is I started with the new painting. I wouldn't take it all the way to the edge. And now that has been become like an integral part of my process, and it's a little bit intentional. So this is the way that I see Maine, and I hope you like them. And one other thing I wanted to say. One other thing I want to say. I have a lot of talks with my art friends. I have a group that I call and complain to just about every day, and Paige is one of them. There's a saying that we had the other day that we said, what do we do if we're an artist and we want to make a snappy painting? One of the worst things we can do is sit down at the easel and say, "Okay, I'm going to make a snappy painting." But we came up with a saying that to make a snappy painting, live a snappy life. So that's been bouncing around my head, so that's it.